The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, LynneO Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Pawn Talk, everybody. We got a special guest with us tonight. Lynn, how are you?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on tonight.
Glad to have you on.
Glad to have you on, yeah.
I've been wanting to talk politics for a while.
Debbie refuses, huh?
Yeah, she just doesn't dig the politics.
No.
Does she vote?
Yes.
Otherwise she would.
Are you kidding me? Jim, you're not going to believe it. On my show, you know how we do like a live feed, like a video stream?
Yeah.
Right after the election, we get chatting, and she said, well, you know how we don't agree and that we're on opposite sides. And I looked at her, and my eyes bugged out of my head. I said, on the air, you voted for Hillary? And she said, yes.
Oh, that had to hurt.
I took a couple of screenshots of my face because my eyes were bulging. Well,
did you find out why?
I did a little bit. I didn't want to attack her too much because I was totally in shock. Our show, it was the first Monday after the election. So I was reeling. I mean, I was flying high. I was so excited.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't wait to talk about it. And then I realized that I wasn't getting the response I wanted from her. And then I'm like kind of looking at her and I was like, what? You voted for Hillary?
Yeah, it's starting to dawn on you.
Wow. And what kind of surprised me, you've heard all the excuses why people vote for Hillary, or why they don't vote for Trump or whatever. But this was one I hadn't heard in a long time, and I can't believe it even stuck in her head. But she was saying, because Trump said he knew more than the generals.
Oh, Jesus. Right.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, that's beautiful.
She meant Obama's generals because he's got the generals that Obama got rid of. That's why he knows more than the generals.
Yeah, well,
so he wasn't lying. He wasn't making it up.
It was just kind of like there was so much good. Like, Trump I didn't like every single thing he said and did, but half of it I didn't care about because I cared about the more important things.
Yeah, the big fish to fry.
Like I said, if what he did to the women, I mean, if it was that bad, they would have said something then. Now all of a sudden it's an issue.
Yeah, I have to say, I was around.
What was she doing in the club
80s.
with Donald Trump? You know what I mean?
Say that again, Tim.
Why were the women in the club with Donald Trump? Is that?
I'm trying to ignore it.
I was around in the 80s at those disco parties, and having a good time, and I had, not that I was like anything like that, but. You're at a club with your girlfriends and a guy pulls up and he's in a beautiful Corvette or, has he's fancy looking. He had women throwing themselves at him. And it wasn't like he was not running for politics at that time. He was just out being a man about the town with lots of money, and the world at his fingertips and taking advantage of it. I didn't think that was so bad. I can live with what he said. I've been in Hell's Angel bars, I've been in, Studio 54. Men are men, no matter where they are. That did not shock me.
I mean, anything you said, I've heard women say worse than that by far when they're talking to each other.
See, I thought Hillary had another surprise after that one, because that wasn't much of a surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From a billionaire.
Right. You're right. We thought she had something really big.
I thought she was doing something else that was going to come out, and it never did. I was like, this is great.
So shocked. I mean, I figured from the second that he won the Republican ticket that they were just going to completely barrage him. And really, they didn't.
They did.
I mean, but it was all stupid stuff.
Yeah, until the women came up. Then that was all the women got excited.
Yeah, it came and it went.
Right. Nothing has stuck, really.
Yeah.
It's that fake news. They claim that Hillary, it made her lose the election, when I have been advocating all that fake news that was thrown against Trump that nobody would listen to.
Right.
I sounded like such a conspiracy theorist, a maniac, when I would, try to tell people Trump did not make fun of, a disabled person. And when you know the whole story and the way they edited and cut that video to make it look like he was mocking, a severely disabled person, it didn't happen. But everybody, it's for some reason it's not fake news. All those stories about Trump are true, but all the stories about Hillary are fake.
Yeah, and she's got a 30-year history of it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Jesus Christ, from Whitewater, and I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that woman.
Well, I didn't pay too much attention to Hillary. I just knew I didn't like her when she wrote that book, It Takes a Village.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this lady talking about?
She's talking about the state raising your children.
Right.
I hate the fanatical left. I really do. You could prove it to them over and over and over again, and they just, it goes in one ear and out the other. They don't care about facts.
I've been trying to put more open-minded, I've been trying to look for maybe a Democrat or two that I could follow on Facebook or Twitter that maybe isn't one of those radical wingnuts, because I want to be informed and I want both sides of the story, because I don't want to be in a bubble, even though I'm a Republican, and I'm a big Trump supporter, but I want to be exposed to other views, but I don't even know who to follow, because every person is just so radical.
There's some blue dog Democrats left, not a lot, but I mean, if you research it, I'll tell you right now, there's quite a few Democrats hammering Obama about Israel.
Well, I was curious about that, how they feel about that, because there's so many Jewish Democrats. What are they thinking now?
Well, Schumer's not happy.
Oh, Schumer's pissed.
Even Ryan was pissed.
Well, just stab in the back to Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not doing it to punish. Well, I mean, he is doing it to punish Israel. What he's doing is trying to muddy the waters for Trump when he gets into office.
That's what I think.
He's trying to leave the world in chaos.
Yep. And hope it crumbles.
You know what I mean? This is the guy who can get 2 fucks from the American people because of this.
He wants the world to crumble so he can say, see, if I stayed in office, this would have never happened.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a petulant little spoiled brat.
He is. I'd love to give him the back of my hand.
Oh,
I'd love to.
They're trying to say he's got a 57 approval rate. That's so full. That's like the Hillary's 10 points ahead in Pennsylvania.
Well, Jim, I was watching The Five tonight. I don't know if you watched that show, The Five.
Yep.
I do when I can, yeah.
And tonight, the man that was supposed to be, on the Democrat side, I forget his name, but it wasn't
Juan
Juan
Williams wasn't there. Yep.
God, no, not Juan. It was a white guy. Anyway, he was saying
he does
was
red
talking
eye
about
now.
the approval rating, and he said the approval rating doesn't mean anything. He said all it means now is like you might want to sit down and have a beer with Obama, but you don't like his policies. You approve.
I wouldn't want to have a beer with him.
I don't want to either, but he's trying to say you don't take him seriously. Like he said, Donald Trump, I predict, even this guy said, in 4 years, he will have a low approval rating, but he'll be elected, overwhelmingly.
Yeah.
Because people might not like him, but they're going to vote for him,
Yeah, because he's giving, my life has gotten better.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you feel so happy?
Yeah, man.
Just on the Supreme Court decisions alone.
Yeah, Ginsburg's leaving. She is leaving.
He's got two two people he's got to pick for the Supreme Court. And we got the majority in the House. He can get the most conservative man he wants.
Well, who do you think he should get? Any ideas?
Well, they're talking Ted Cruz.
I mean, he's a great litigator.
Judge Jeanine.
Jeannie Pirro.
Jeannie Pirro.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Trey Gowdy.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, he's too
I
young.
want to see him do. I thought he would have been a good attorney general, but
he's going to run for president. He's got the ambition.
He didn't want the attorney general slot because he doesn't want to give up his seat. Not his seat, but his position on the
in Congress.
Yeah.
I read that too. He said he doesn't want. He likes what he's doing, and he feels like he's being.
He'll run in 24.
Yeah,
I hope so. I would vote for him right now.
Well, I can't really. Oh, I'd vote for Trey Gowdy in a heartbeat. I've never seen that guy get cornered ever.
You know what? I go to YouTube and watch some of his videos.
Yeah, we play clips on here on Thursday night.
I swear to God, I was saying this to Jimmy today. YouTube, all by itself, set up a thing for me, and it's just all Trey Gowdy videos.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, shit, I could do this. I got like 3 weeks worth of just what's on there right now.
He is so moral and righteous, but I love him. And I love Sheriff David Clark, too.
Oh, yeah, I like him. He's a hot ass. I like him.
Yeah.
He calls it like he sees it.
He sure does.
Sheriff Clark.
Oh, yeah, he is
the
a good
Wisconsin
guy.
sheriff, yeah. And, I hate to say it because, we all have to be so politically correct, but your show, we don't. Right?
No, you can say whatever you want.
Politically offensive talk. That's what the talk stands for.
That's right. And that's why I'm here tonight. But when he says the things that I want to say about black people, I feel like it's better coming from him, of course.
Yeah, of course it is.
And so when he says, about these fathers stepping up and taking care of the women and, and just all these things, like the destruction of Chicago. Can you believe how many murders? I mean, how come no one's talking about that?
It's going to surpass 800 homicides.
Why isn't the rest of the state voting him out? Or
because the two big cities in Illinois cancel all of rural Illinois out.
Wow.
Why do you think Vermont's a liberal state? The average person, you get outside of the two big cities, everyone's Republicans. But it's just so sparsely populated out there. They don't have
it was that.
No. But that's what happens. That's why the Electoral College, I thought it was stupid, but when it was explained to me, I was like, you know what, you're right.
Right, otherwise New York and California would be making our laws and picking our presidents.
Yep, every
single time.
They say if we took California off the map, I mean, that's where Hillary's millions of votes come from, is California.
Right, and they let the illegals out there vote because they gave them driver's licenses. And that's why they're able to go to the polls and vote.
I have a friend that works and teaches. She's a teacher at a college in San Pedro, California, and her job, her position, is to help all the illegals come into she encourages them to come into the college, fill out how to help them fill out everything they possibly need. Setting them up with, and they're getting credit for this class, but she's basically there to just totally help them get situated illegally.
Isn't that nice?
And everything they need to do. And
she should be very proud of herself.
Well, just for the heck of it, if you ever want to look at something, go to San Pedro Public Library and look to see what free courses they offer at the San Pedro Public Library, because I was trying to get my friend into a computer class over there, and every single class was basically how to, get, situated.
By the system, you mean?
Yeah, right. But it was like twice a week, and then the next month, I looked at the next month calendar, it was the same thing, these classes over and over and over. And their
I'm
main,
sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
that's just their main class over there, and trying to, help people.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
How to break the law 101.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that thing? George Washington University history majors are not going to have to take American history.
History majors.
A history major is not required to take American history now at George Washington University.
So what are they supposed to do?
They're going to learn about anything else.
They'll take Western civilization or something like that.
And
ridiculous.
American history is getting so edited.
No, our school system has gotten so fucked up. With the unions, they just ruined the school system, the public schools. They instantly ruined them when they took over. Because everything was for the teachers and the faculty and the employees. Nothing was for the kids. Nothing. Except for we're going to indoctrinate them. We're no longer going to educate them.
Right.
There was a school district teaching in history that Abe Lincoln was a Democrat.
Really?
I forget the school district. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were teaching that Abe Lincoln was
because
a Democrat.
they like them, but they don't like Democrats.
But they
don't like Republicans. Exactly.
The same thing with Dr. Martin Luther King. A lot of school districts teach that he was a Democrat. And he wasn't. He was a lifelong Republican. He was a lifelong NRA member.
Yep. I was just looking up your George Washington University thing here, and it says George Washington University recently changed its requirements for history majors, removing previously key courses for the stated purpose of giving students more flexibility. The department eliminated requirements in U.S., North American, and European history, as well as the foreign language requirement. They are dumbing down America is what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Wow.
Well, you know why? So the minorities can pass, the uneducated. They push them to high school. They can't read and write. All right, then they shove him into a college, and he comes out, and he's useless.
Yeah, you are far better off going to a trade school than you are going to college.
And they don't push trade schools.
No, because trade schools are independently owned for the most part.
No,
part of
the schools exclusively use them for the guys that get D's, F's. I can't come up with the word. But that's what they use them. They say you should be thinking of going into a trade school. Guys,
I know what you're saying.
You know, the flunkies. I don't really call them flunkies, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they'll come out making a hell of a lot more money than these people taking out.
They learn how to work with their hands instead of their mind.
I don't know. Mike Rowe is big time talking about that on the news and everything lately. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah. He's all over the place.
And he's talking about vocational schools.
You don't know who he is? Used to have that show, Dirty Jobs.
Oh, yeah. Now who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, and he was saying that right now there's a website talking about which jobs are in demand.
Welding is the biggest.
Welders, right. And he said they can make up to 30 right now, the Dakota pipeline, if you went out to Dakota, they're getting $37 an hour to work on the pipeline.
And the cost of living there is cheap.
Yeah. My stepson was going to take underwater welding.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish he had gone into it. He didn't do it, but I was like, Nick, I go.
That's an interesting niche, you know.
Yeah, you make big money, but it's really, really dangerous.
We used to go in the strip joints and tell them, with the deep sea underwater divers there.
Oh my God, saturation divers
for the big dick. No, we told we were the deep sea divers for the big dick.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, they all fell for it.
Oh, and they seen how much money you actually had, and they knew you were lying.
Why don't you just say you were a doctor or something? You know?
No, because Joe could come up with it, so we all went up because we would go in as a group. You know.
Yeah. And try to just so you were with the big dig. Oh, that's funny.
I knew a guy that worked on the big dig. He would go into work, punch his time clock, go back to his car, sleep, set his alarm clock, and then go back out and punch out.
Oh,
and he was doing it for years.
That, no wonder it took so long to finish.
Oh, yeah. What was the original budget for that? Like a billion?
I don't know, but remember that poor lady that got killed in the tunnel?
Yeah, the panel came down on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that thing wasn't even open for what, a couple of years?
Yeah, the screws were like on, way
Oh,
too
it was
short.
the adhesive that you put
Yeah,
up.
the adhesive,
And they
right.
sued the adhesive company,
Yes.
right?
That's right.
The one company they sued after all them people fucked up, they went after one little company.
Oh.
So they could say, see, we're here to protect
I
you.
heard the cement was bad batches. They didn't give a shit. Everybody was just sucking at the trough, and they didn't care how it went together.
Ronald Reagan shut that down twice. Because he said it. He goes, if we have this project, every pig is going to come to the trough.
Why are we getting so much of an echo?
I'm getting it too. But
Is it me?
no, I don't think it's you, because I'm getting it here, and Jimmy's getting it on his.
I hope
It's not
you
a
did.
big-
No, it is, because when we talk, we're triggering your mic. You got speakers on?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually calling from
headphones?
my iPad, but I can put my headphones on.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
All right.
Excuse me, had to burp there.
I gotta make a drink, you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Grab me a beer out of the freezer.
All right.
Hardy, boys.
Well, hey, I'm off till the middle of next week.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I just got back from Virginia. We were down there. We worked 11 days straight or something like that.
Too bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
putting on my headphones. Hang on.
All right, go ahead. I think the echo ended. Nope.
Wait,
Still
wait,
getting it. No.
Here we go.
You guys are on the phone?
Hold on.
Go to plug your headphones in.
Now.
Hold on. I'm not hearing myself in the headphones anymore.
Yeah, I put on the headphones. I think it's better.
That's way. Yep. I'm not hearing myself no more.
You should.
All right, good.
Yeah. It was just like just a tiny bit behind, but just enough to
Yeah, I
kind of
forgot.
aggravate.
I just forgot.
That's all right. No big deal. You didn't grab my beer, Jimmy. Thanks.
He
Thanks,
forgot.
Jimmy. You're a real fucking pal.
You didn't keep the audience entertained like I asked.
Oh, we
You're
are.
putting the headphones on. Was I supposed to do a song and dance?
What, was he punishing you?
Yeah. No beer for you. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd kill myself
Oh.
in retaliation. Now you can do the show yourself, Jim.
Speaking of Trey Gowdy,
Yeah.
he what do you call it when he was talking to somebody across the table there? Not the other senators, but Gruber.
Oh, when he had during the hearing.
During the hearings.
Yeah.
This is the architecture for Obamacare.
Yeah.
Trey Gowdy, but I guess they found a letter or something, and he was basically saying voters suck, they're stupid, and he was going on, and Trey Gowdy's asking him about this, and all he kept saying, well, I was trying to be glib and a little more important than I am.
Yeah,
that's all.
That was a great clip. I wish.
Oh
you
my
had
God,
that
do you
one.
have it now?
One.
No, I do have it. I could play it.
I was going to say, if you can bring it up, that'd be great.
I know. I'd like to hear it. I haven't heard
it's
it.
not a long clip. Just let me see one thing. Because we got to take a break at.
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't?
No.
Oh shit! We go the whole hour. Nice.
Go the whole hour.
Oh, sweet.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Well, I hate that. You get into something and then you got a break.
I know.
I'd rather just
sometimes
do the
I
whole
look
hour.
forward to the break, but sometimes not.
Well, if we were doing 2 hours, it would be different.
Oh, God,
We're only
yeah.
doing an hour, so.
That's like Deb and I too. An hour just flies by.
Yeah, before you realize you're in subject, it's like, oh, you're starting to wind down.
Right.
Oh, hold on a second, he's pulling it up. It's a really good clip.
About 6 minutes, Lynn, but
That's okay. I want to hear it. So this is Trey Gowdy, Riemann, the guy that did Obamacare.
Yeah, he was one of the architects of it.
Okay.
His voice is great. It's just.
All right, here we go.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
When you said they proposed it and that passed because the American people are too stupid to understand the difference.
When I said that, I was at an academic conference being glib and, quite frankly, trying to make myself seem smart by insulting others.
Are you offering the venue as a defense for saying it or for meaning it?
I'm offering it as a defense for using inappropriate and hurtful and inexcusable language to express.
Well, what did you mean by too stupid to understand the difference?
Congressman, I didn't mean anything by it.
Well, you said it. You had to admit it.
I was once again being glib and trying to make myself seem smarter by reflecting.
Well, what did you mean when you said it was a very basic exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter? What did you mean by that?
Once again, it's another example of my inexcusable arrogance in trying to insult others to make myself seem smarter.
Well, what did you mean when you said the American people don't care about the uninsured?
Once again, that was an overstatement of trying to conjecture on political topics in which I'm not an expert.
Well, you know what, Professor Gruber, I have listened to you all morning talk about your lack of political acumen and that you're not a politician, so therefore you don't know not to call people stupid. Most of the people watching this morning aren't politicians, and they don't call people stupid. And I can't help but note, Professor Gruber, and another one of your quotes, which I'll read to you, that was politically infeasible. You remember saying that?
Yes.
So you do like to factor in the politics from time to time, don't you? And also happen to know, Professor Gruber, that usually you insult the American voter, not the American public. So you do factor in politics, don't you?
I have tried a number of occasions, pretended that I know more about politics.
Do you think not being a politician is a defense? And is that your defense this morning? I mean, I know initially you said that you offered these comments at a conference. I think you meant conferences, plural, but you said conference when you went on a very obscure television show and initially apologized for what you said were inappropriate comments. And now today your defense is that you're not a politician. Is that the best you can come up with?
The best I come up with is to really just apologize for an inexcusable.
Well, but I want to know, I mean, the pervasiveness of your quotes is so much that it has to be more than that. It has to be more than just an episodic mistake that you made. Well, here, let me keep going. See if this helps you any. What did you mean when you said you wish that you had been able to be transparent, but you'd rather have the law than not?
Once again, it was my trying to conjecture about a political process in which I'm not an expert.
Well, what did you mean when you said it was written in a tortured way to make sure the CBO didn't score the mandate as a tax?
Once again, it was using inappropriate language to try to sound impressive about something to my colleagues.
You see a trend developing here, Professor Gruber?
I don't understand the question.
It's a lot of stupid quotes you've made. That's the trend.
A lot of
you see them?
Inexcusable quotes. Yes.
Right. And again, your defense is that you're not a politician. The lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. Well, what does a non-politician do in talking about political advantages?
A non-politician is talking about political advantages to try to make himself seem smarter by conjecturing about something he doesn't really know.
So you're a professor at MIT and you're worried about not looking smart enough?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you succeeded, if that was your goal. Now, I want to ask you, are you sorry? When did you realize that these comments were inappropriate? Because it took you about a year to apologize, so I'm trying to figure out if you realized sooner that they were inappropriate, or was it just the morning before you went on MSNBC that you realized that it was inappropriate? When did you realize that these comments are indefensible and inappropriate?
I honestly didn't remember making them.
You didn't remember calling your fellow citizen stupid, and you didn't remember saying that you're the only person who cares about the uninsured, that the rest of your fellow citizens don't give a damn about the uninsured? You don't remember saying that?
I don't, because they were really glib and thoughtless comments that I made.
Well, Professor Gruber, let me just tell you what it looks like from this vantage point, is that you thought that they were really pithy and really funny until the video showed up. And then even then, it took you a little while to apologize. And what I'm struggling with is whether your apology is because you said it or because you meant it. Which are you apologizing for? Because you said it or because you meant it?
I didn't mean it. I'm apologizing.
All of these quotes that I just read you didn't mean a single one of them. Not a one.
What I said, Congressman, is that I was using glib, thoughtless, and really inexcusable language.
You used them a lot. You used them a lot, Professor Gruber, which tends to undercut the notion that you were sorry for an episodic misstatement. I just read to you about 10. You see why people might possibly think the apology is a little disingenuous? Maybe.
We're back.
Okay.
That was great. Oh boy, that guy.
I love him.
Well, it's a good thing he said you brought that up so we could play it. But I got another one that was just done yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure which, but it's the same professor. He was trying to stick up for the Obamacare because you know how Trump's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
He's trying to say they got no plan for anything after it and this and that. It's working. He's arguing with some senator from Louisiana. I don't remember his name, but that's the interview, and that's another one.
Oh, yeah. His whole excuse was you got to up the mandate, increase the penalties. It'll work fine if you just really make the penalties.
He thought he was smarter than the senator, and the senator fucking put him in his place.
Oh my God, he chewed him up.
That's why I love these professors and stuff. They think they are academically, yeah, some of them are really pretty smart. Common sense wise, brain dead.
What about that professor talking about white genocide?
Yeah, what's his name, Drexler or something like that?
Is
Yeah.
that the black guy?
No, it's a white guy.
A white guy talking about white genocide.
Yeah, that's what he wanted for Christmas, was white genocide.
Oh, they wanted to kill all whites?
Yeah.
And he's white.
He's white.
Yeah,
You know that-
they're all going to like me.
Do you know what that reminds
Everybody
me of?
was saying, start with yourself. Yeah.
That reminds me of when Chappelle plays the KKK guy, the blind KKK guy on the Chappelle show.
No, I never saw it.
Oh my God, it's hysterical. It's a reoccurring character. He's blind. And he's
All right.
You just want to talk. You can't say it?
No, we can say whatever we want. Jim just thinks we're floating off subject.
Yeah, we're floating way off subject.
You'll have to tell me another time. Or I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
The blind KKK guy?
Yeah.
It's on the Chappelle show.
Yeah, I thought it was a great show. Anyways.
Yeah, right. So that's good.
You didn't see that about Drexler? I think that's his name, Drexler.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I forget what
He
college
was talking about
teaches
in
at.
Haiti. I guess he was upset about Haiti and said something, I guess, a long time ago. He said he's glad that there was white genocide on Haiti a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love these people.
Yeah.
It's like what? And all right, so white genocide comes. We'll just say, right?
That's what this country.
And
They're
he's
all looking
spared?
for white genocide in this country.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what he's saying here. He wants white genocide. It's like what? And they're going to spare you.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're going to like him.
Right.
Right, and they're going to let him live.
Yeah.
No, he's the first to go.
Hey, I wish this. You all came true. Why don't you like me?
That's like all these liberals that support Islam, right? It's like you do realize, right? If they ever do win, we'll just say they win,
Yeah.
they're going to kill you first.
Right.
They hate you more than me.
Right.
Right.
They
I know.
hate liberals.
I know. And I there's a few liberals I know that are just vile people that, spew this awful hatred stuff. And then you hear them, they blame America first.
Yeah.
They're always complaining about how awful America is. And then when they talk about, they look down their nose and talk about white privilege, and there they are, as white as can be. And I want to say, they're talking, we're talking about you. You're, like you were just saying, you're right there with us,
Yeah.
What do they think? You're white, you're acting privileged,
I went to
Well, Carlson did one with the college puke when they burned the flag at Hampshire College there in Amherst. What did you just say? Because I forgot what I was talking
You're
about.
talking about white privilege.
White privilege. He goes, and that's what Carlson hit the kid with. You know, there's people that make yearly salary that the same year you go to school for the same amount, $65,000. He goes, that's the median salary for the people in the U.S.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, I know I'm from white privilege. My mother and father made their money off the backs of slaves.
Oh, please.
But he'll take the money to go to college with this.
Yep, they bought the land that wasn't theirs. It was Indian land. He was just being ridiculous.
A lot of puke.
I know. You know, these millennials. Was he a millennial? Because they're the
Yeah,
ones.
of course he was.
Oh yeah,
College. Puss.
college.
Yeah.
I went to the UFO festival in Exeter, New Hampshire, right? They have it every year. And all of a sudden, all these signs start coming out. These people with the Black Lives Matter signs, right? There
Right.
was not one black person there holding a sign. It was all white people. Not one. I took a picture of it. There's not one black person in the fucking crowd.
Wow.
It's like, what's
What are
the-
they? I don't know. Are they trying to just act superior? Like, we get it. We're woke and you're not.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
and
I'm
then when
enlightened, and you're an idiot.
And then when they do have a protest, they tell the whites to get in the back of the line. They don't even want them up front.
Yeah, and they do it.
And they do it. I mean, how stupid is that?
Yeah, there
Love
was a police barbecue, and Black Lives Matter, a special group of them, reached out to the police that were having this barbecue, and they got together with the neighborhood, and everything was going great until a different Black Lives Matter denounced that chapter and said that's not what we're. Yeah, because they were trying to
Breaking
work
bread
things
with
out.
cops.
Yes, and they said we're not about that. We don't approve, and they wouldn't acknowledge that chapter that was trying to make, like you said, just get along with the police.
Well, because
So they're
they were
not
being
about
peaceful.
Yeah, they don't want that. No.
No. All they are is a terrorist group. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Russia labeled them as a terrorist group.
Um,
The Russian government labeled them as a domestic, well, not domestic there, but a domestic terrorist group here. And that's what they are. They're a terrorist group. Nothing less, nothing more.
On Twitter, Tucker Carlson, who I think is just great, he's so he every now and then on Twitter he'll say, if you were a king for a day, what would you do? And I wrote one time that I would disband Black Lives Matter because they're a terrorist hate group, and go after George Soros, right? And then you couldn't believe, like, I sent that tweet to Tucker, and all the little liberals that came out crying about it and saying that I was, awful for saying denounce, Black Lives Matter, and I even promoted the tweet for $10 to throw it around on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then they tried to take it off of Twitter because, I mean, what was so bad about that? That some people are telling Twitter, reporting me to Twitter, but Twitter didn't take me down, for saying disband Black Lives Matter and go after George Soros. That was like, they thought that was hate speech.
Oh, it is. To them, it
You
is.
don't agree with that.
And if she got in, that would have been hate speech.
Anything that they don't agree with is hate speech. It's not valid.
God, I'm so happy.
I'm so glad she didn't get in.
I watch those videos sometimes. You ever see the one? It's so much fun. Like we were talking about the Trey Gowdy YouTube. You go to YouTube and you type in how media screwed up, or and there's just the greatest ones with all those sad faces at the Hillary.
Rachel Maddow was the best.
Oh God!
She was having a mental breakdown on camera.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh my God! It's not a woman. Oh my God!
Yeah.
She.
Yeah, no.
Or he, or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
She is a horrible, horrible human being.
Yeah.
She is right where she belongs on MSNBC.
I heard Greta was Did you hear that?
Yes.
Well, she's taken over the 6 o'clock spot. Oh, I don't watch MSNBC.
Me either, but I just wonder because Greta's always been kind of fair and balanced, you know?
Yeah. Scarborough said it's going to be great for the station. You know, maybe she'll bring balance to the station, try to bring some semblance of it.
It would be nice to have another channel to go to because, you know, there's not too many.
MSNBC.
MSNBC is a complete disaster over there.
Yeah.
They're the Air America of 24-hour news.
Well, look who they hired back. Katie Couric and Brian Williams.
Yep.
All the fake news people.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you go to die. If you're in the NBC family, that's where they send you. That's basically you being sent out to pasture.
I hope that's not why Greta's going. She should say no. She should have more pride than that.
Well, they made her an awesome offer.
Why didn't she stay at Fox?
She just wanted something new, I guess.
Well, that one
you don't
went
go
very
to the
quickly.
losing station because you want something new.
She's got all the money she could possibly want, Jimmy.
There was a little break in between. She was left abruptly, and they put Britt Hume in there for a couple of months, and now Tucker. So it wasn't like it was a planned thing, I don't think.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe she wanted something in negotiations, and they said absolutely not, and she said,
"Yeah,
good, I'm out of here." It's not like she's a hot.
Yeah, but why would you go to a losing station? Even if they give you the money they said they do, and they got to pay you that contract, you know you're never going to get your contract renewed again.
Maybe she wants to see if she can help build the station up.
Maybe she will still be the same person and said, "Look, I'll go, but I'm going to be me." You know?
And MSNBC ain't going nowhere because Disney's funneling tons of cash to NBC to funnel it to MSNBC. They're going to ride that horse until it dies.
Well, the thing is, they have no, reputation left right now, and maybe they're going to
ratings.
Right, so maybe they're going to try to get some other people on there just to offer a different opinion.
Well, they got rid of what was that black girl there? Something Perry.
I don't know.
I forget her name.
I never watched it.
She was she was a college professor, and she was on there for a while. And oh my God, she was just everything had to do with race.
Wow.
And she brought Star Wars into it. She's like, "Why is Darth Vader black?" Like, oh my God, for Christ's sake, shut your mouth. And they dumped her. They had no choice. I mean, she was getting, no ratings.
Mm. So what's Megyn going to do? Megyn Kelly, do you think?
Another one that's going to jump shit to CNN, but I think she's, again, I'd rather see her go. I really don't like her.
I don't like her either.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
Well, they were saying, Fox offered her $20 million. And then CNN, the highest paid person over there is Anderson Cooper. And he's only making $12 million. So there's no way she could make more than Anderson.
Yeah, they would.
You think?
Yeah, to take somebody to take a big name from Fox, I think they would do it.
Yeah, maybe.
They'd sign her for a 1-year contract or something like that. See how her ratings went.
Yeah.
Mm.
And she'd take it. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe
she's not a conservative.
Biting the hand that feeds you. Stupid people.
God.
She's not a conservative. She's a liberal.
Right.
She just doesn't make it abundantly clear.
So, did you guys read her book?
No.
I'm only kidding.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that right after I read Hillary's.
Yeah.
What is it, Want More or something? Settle for More. That's a dumb fucking title.
It's a coloring book.
Can we talk about Ivanka on the plane? How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Oh, we were talking to Val about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. She was like, he's a jerk and stuff, but, and she was right. He didn't assault her. But I was like, if that was my wife, I would have assaulted him. She's like, you would? I go, I would have punched him unconscious.
No, what if Ivanka went up to them and says, "I don't like gay couples, you're assholes." You know what I mean? It makes no sense. He didn't assault, or she didn't assault him.
Yeah, but they planned it.
Right, that was the thing. I think there's going to be more from it. And Who knows? I wouldn't even care if
And
Trump got
dragging your
into.
kid around to all these fucking protests or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
If they knew this was going to happen when they bought it.
The dude had to shut his Twitter account down.
I went to he's selling a book on Amazon. Did you read about that?
Yeah, everyone's flooding it with bad reviews.
Yeah, it's hysterical. And I went there and they're using some like airplane lingo. You know, like I felt like I was stuck on a plane. You know, like they're using all these funny innuendos, like reading the book. Oh my God, it's hysterical. Everybody, 94% bad ratings, one good review, so they flooded it. Yeah,
Nice.
I know.
You know what? The left is starting to see that. You know what? We're starting to learn from the left.
How to be devious.
Yeah, we're starting to use some of their techniques, and now they're like, oh shit, they're catching on.
Well, you know, this is what kills me right now. Obama's just doing another big smokescreen. This Russia thing. Julian Assange says Russia's not behind it. Putin says Russia's not behind this.
Yeah.
And I really just think Obama is just pissed at Trump, and he's just going to screw him up as best he can. He sees Trump and him getting a little chummy and maybe hopefully working things out, and he's going to do what it takes to just screw it up.
Right, but Trump sees through it, or Putin sees through it. You know what I mean? He wants to throw something retaliatory or whatever. Putin's probably saying that this is what I got to do to get Trump in.
Yeah, well, look, Obama said it himself. You can't rig an election. He said it's impossible.
Right.
When Hillary was projected to be the winner, he said, stop whining about the election. You can't fix one. It's impossible.
Right.
So guess what? Live by the sword, die by the sword, Obama.
No, now everything is all the things that we... And look at Romney had warned about Russia, and they played those clips tonight on, Fox.
Yeah, we've seen it on Fox. Me and Jimmy were watching that before we went on.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He said everything, and there's Obama just, no.
He has been shown to be wrong on so many occasions.
He's been proven to lie.
Yeah.
He's the only president that, you keep your dog. He's just everything he says was a lie.
But there's been no scandals or terrorist attacks during his presidency.
Right.
Zero.
Yeah, Benghazi and Iran, the deal. Oh my God.
Fast and Furious.
Guantanamo Bay. I mean, he's let out how many Taliban, nuts?
He's trying to empty it out.
He's going to close it before it's over.
He can't. They already know, so he's going to empty it.
So he'll just release everyone.
That's his retaliatory. We'll empty it so they can kill more Americans. This is the only president that gives two shit about Americans. Nothing.
Have you ever seen Obama work so hard in 8 years? Seriously?
I know. He's actually to fuck the world up.
Yeah. He's going to leave it as much of a mess as he possibly can.
Yeah, and then he'll sit back like a little pussy.
But the thing is, Putin knows that he's gone.
He plans on staying in Washington, D.C. so he can fucking down Trump every other day.
Yeah.
But people are smarter now. Ever since the left media, they all caught on to it.
Right.
So now they're going to think twice when somebody tells them something.
I love how the press is just getting nothing these days. It's so great how Trump is just playing them.
Yep. Yeah, he completely bypasses them.
Yeah.
And goes
right on to Twitter.
I love
That's all they bring up about Trump is his Twitter.
Because that's all they can. He won't talk to them. He's like, fuck you. I don't need you. I got Twitter.
Yeah, here, dissect it and degrade it, debase it, do what you want with it. Here it is.
Yep.
One of my favorite days was when Trump had them all assembled for the birther comment. And he had like free press for like a half hour. Every news station was there. Pictures.
Exactly.
And then the last thing he said was, I believe he was born in America. There's no birther question or whatever. And they're all standing there with their mouths hanging open like, we just gave this guy a half hour live feed television.
And he shoved it up our asses.
It was so precious. Oh, my God. There's so many great things. I tell you, even when he does outrageous things, my husband and I would just laugh. We're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, it's fabulous. Like, it just,
Especially in the beginning and stuff when he was saying outlandish shit, is like, he talks like I would.
right. I
Yeah,
know.
he related.
That's what I mean.
to
He
the
was
public.
saying stuff that we wouldn't say in public.
All the rules have changed, and him not even wanting to live in the White House, I don't blame him.
I wouldn't either.
Washington is not a friendly place, and
Well, yeah.
Every other president has raped the White House. They take it. Hillary, they had to go to Chappaqua and take half the shit back.
right. I know, nobody talks about that.
Grant didn't live in the White House either. Ulysses S. Grant. He refused to live in the White House.
Well, it was a shithole then, wasn't it?
Well,
It wasn't the original White House at that time, was it?
Well, it was after Lincoln.
Yeah, the White House was there.
Yeah, it was.
John Adams was the first one in there, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He lived in a hotel down the street from the White House. And that's where lobbyists come from.
Oh,
Because they'd all be
yeah.
waiting for him in the lobby of the hotel to hand them money and get what they wanted. And that's how lobbyists became.
I have to say the White House, sadly, is like slumming it for Trump, though.
Yeah, I mean, like Air Force One, he's got a jet already.
Right. I know. I'm telling you, this is
Yeah,
the
no.
great.
So why should he be wasting $4 billion for a fucking?
Because it's especially built here.
Yeah, I know it. They want to get. You know what it is? I bet you it goes up into space.
Well, it
Like
could
a
be
rocket.
it could be refueled in air, which most 747s
Oh,
can.
yeah.
It's radiation shielded, and it's got all the communication so that you can stay in communication with the
As long as you got a satellite up.
with the missile silos and stuff like that. He can communicate and work from the air.
But if he does it here, that means it's Wi-Fi or satellite, which means
Whatever it is.
anybody can intercept them.
Well, but he's still in communication.
Isn't it great how they said they're going to take $1 billion off that?
Huh?
Yeah.
I know.
I love how he gets shit done.
I
Cancel
know.
it. He just says he doesn't even just cancel it.
Yeah,
And they're like, "What?" He's like, "I don't want it."
I know. Who does that? It's so great. But then
Exactly.
you have
Like
the
I
left-
said, everybody's at the trough and they're saying, well, how much do you want? How much do you want? Trump's saying, no. These guys ain't sitting at the trough. This is what it's going to be. We ain't
Right.
paying $4
And
billion.
basically what it did was put all the other companies on alert. They better put a good price tag when they're submitting bills to the White House because
Absolutely.
things
gonna
are going to
get-
be scrutinized.
It's going to
The
get
party is over.
Yep, and it's going to get NASA back on its feet where it belongs.
Oh my God. Let's just pray. I don't know if you guys ever pray, but please, we got to keep Trump safe. And I
thought of that, but even Pence, I could follow Pence.
yeah, but it might not be Pence. That's what happens. If something happens to Trump, I don't think they're going to just pop Pence in there.
Yeah, he's the vice president.
He's the vice
next
president.
in
He
line.
automatic, just like they did with
Are you
Lyndon
sure?
Johnson.
Absolutely, it goes president, vice president, speaker of the House.
All right, but I still want Trump to do it. So let's just.
Same
Me too.
here.
Yeah.
There's a little old lady at work. I work in a nursing home, and I can't say which because I would never want anybody to know where I really
Well, I
work.
can't say where I work either, so I'm not allowed.
Right. But this little old lady, she has all these religious things in her room. It's at a nursing home, and she has Fox News on all day long. And she's like 85 years old, maybe older. She goes, I pray for him. I wanted him to get in so bad. She knew. She pays attention. She's smart. This lady, I'm like, thank you so much. I love spending time with her. She's 85. She's not senile in the least. And she has all these religious pictures. And she does it a little bit secretly because she doesn't want people to hate her. God bless her. She knows that she's not going to be popular if people know how she feels. She can't even put a Trump, like in the old days, you could put a JFK beautiful picture or bust in your room.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to be able to come out of the closet even more without worrying about my car getting vandalized or my house.
Well, the tolerant left, once again. They're
Yep.
so loving and peaceful, and then they destroy your house.
Yeah, right. Oh
I'm
my
sick
God.
of them, and they're going to start seeing that the silent majority is putting their foot down.
Isn't it great? The sleeping giant awoke.
Gonna say we're not silent anymore.
No,
No.
we're not. We're done.
I am so glad. I lost, I'd say 10 friends, and a couple of them were very close, and most of them not, but 3 pretty good friends over this election. But, I'm going to have to live with it because I feel like, they're obviously the other side. I could get over it. If they reached out their hand and said, Lynn, let's just move on, I'd be fine. But no way. They're just, I'm dead to them now,
After the election, I said I'm not going to go on Facebook and gloat and stuff, right? And
Right.
I didn't. I purposely stopped doing it,
Right.
posting Trump stuff. He won,
Right.
So but all my liberal friends were just posting hate shit about him constantly, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Now the fucking gloves are off.
That's just what happened to me too, Paul. I know what you mean. I was trying to be classy about it. I didn't want to rub it, because I know how painful it would be.
Right, I didn't want to rub it in their faces. I wanted to be a gentleman about it.
But that's how we are. But no. And we haven't had 1 minute to really enjoy this. We've had the stupid recounts and...
Yep. That idiot Jill Stein.
The electorals, the representative.
Did you see the video? They kept
trying to take it away every
chance
time.
they get,
Did you see the video with Martin Sheen and all them trying to
Mike Farrell, Loretta Swit.
Please!
Oh my God, she looks like death.
I know. It didn't work the first time when they had that other one with Robert Downey Jr. and everyone.
Yeah. Right.
Why?
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton. No, that's exactly what you're doing.
Did you see the spoof one that they put out afterwards? They
edited it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Did
great.
you see Mike Farrell on Tucker?
No.
Oh, Google, go to YouTube for that one. You'll laugh your ass off.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
He basically, Mike Farrell was saying, we should circumvent the will of the people because in the long run they'll be happier.
Yeah.
Well, he kept pushing this. Well, she got more votes. She got more votes.
I hate that.
She got more than 3 million illegal votes in California alone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Never mind the rest of the
and what
country.
about Detroit? More votes than there are voters.
Exactly.
I mean, there was voter fraud. Right.
She thought she was going to win more, but she didn't rig it as much as she was supposed to.
That's awesome was we had so many more legal voters coming out that we overwhelmingly won with all the illegal shit.
Right.
And there were they talked about voter fraud on the Project Veritas stuff. We know it happened. That there were people being shipped in. They're so full of it.
Everybody felt bad for Donald Trump because they knew the media was just pounding him. And the more they pounded him, the more madder we got.
Yeah,
right, because we knew it wasn't fair.
It was.
Well, and like Jimmy said, he goes, and I got to hand it to him for this one. He said a lot of black and Hispanics are going to go out and vote for Trump. They're not saying it.
Yeah.
But they're doing it.
Right, I did say that.
And he was damn right. Trump got the highest black and Hispanic vote of a Republican in the last, 60, 80 years?
Yeah.
I honestly believe Trump doesn't see race. People might think I'm
don't.
naive, but
He really doesn't. He's not a racist.
He's never, ever been called a racist until he ran on the Republican ticket.
And like I said, even I was waiting. I said, well, if he's a racist, come out with a video, audio, something that makes him a racist.
Yeah.
Never. Nothing has ever come out.
They just say it.
Oh, did Tom Arnold ever come out with this? He said that he had clips of him saying racist stuff.
Oh, yeah?
From outtakes from The Apprentice.
Oh, yeah?
This was like 5 or 6 days ago.
Oh.
Nothing. Tom Arnold, the voice of reason.
Yeah, right. His wife is a big Trump supporter, his ex-wife.
Well, she hates Hillary.
Yeah.
And she's a big supporter of Israel.
Yes, yep. She is bull about this whole Obama thing.
You know what? Roseanne Barr, for all her faults,
right,
do you remember her talk show?
Yeah.
No.
Well, Tom Selleck went on the Rosie show, and Rosie ambushed him about guns.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I remember that.
Roseanne invited him on her show, and she said, look, I'm not a huge fan of guns. She goes, but I thought what Rosie did to you was shitty, and I'd like you to get your side out.
Yes, I'm going to have to look at that. That's interesting.
Yeah, and she had that reality show. It was funny as hell. But yeah, she's a big supporter of Israel. That's why.
Yes.
And
Wow.
Hillary got her show canceled.
Wow.
We
She
gotta,
did a piece
Yeah,
on
it's 9
Hillary.
o'clock,
we gotta
right?
wind this down. We gotta sign
All
off.
right, hey, this is so much fun, you guys. I needed this so bad.
I'm so glad to have you on, Lynn.
Ah,
It's been too
thanks.
long.
Yes. Well, this is great. Really, I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a
No
problem. We have an
problem.
open door policy. You know that, Lynn. You just let us know when you want to come on, and you're more than welcome.
Yeah, just show
All right.
up.
I'm going to share the shit out of this. So I thought we had a great show tonight. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Lynn.
All right, you take care. Happy New Year, boys.
Happy New Year to you
All right,
too.
go Trump.
All right, you
All right.
take care.
Bye-bye.
I was fun. I was charming. I was lucky. Tell me how.